KK4BE repeater. This net is called every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and all licensed amateur radio operators are welcome and encouraged to check in. My call sign is Kilo Quebec 4 November Mike Yankee. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina, and tonight I'll be serving as the next control station using the club call sign KK4BE-R. This repeater is made available to the amateur community by KK4B Rick in Somerville. Located in Russellville, South Carolina, this repeater is accessible using a positive offset and a PL tone of 162.2. There's also a second KK4B repeater. It's located in Cordsville, South Carolina, operating on a frequency of 145.350, and it's accessible with a minus offset and a PL tone of 162.2. We're very grateful to Rick for allowing to use the KK4B repeaters not only for this set, but also for the group's normal communications operation. In the event that this repeater goes down during tonight's set, it's about 3 minutes for the repeater to restart.
The group or you someone who just
If the repeater is not back up in 3 or 4 minutes, then we will USY over to the 145.
Light that's flashing. It's for some reason interfering.
We have a Facebook group. If you go on Facebook and search for 147.300, it's just popped right up there for you. We invite you to check out that page and encourage you to join the group. We also have a website located at aaradiogroup.org. Also, there's an EchoLink node into this repeater. It's available at KK4BE-R. We're very grateful to Howard, WW4HG, for being the administrator of that node and keeping it up and running. I'm now going to turn it over to Howard along with Taft, KQ4LTA, for any announcements or updates they may have for the group.
WW4HG. Yeah, I'll let Taft take the announcements. I just did want to say though that I am running the ham.live tonight, as well as NetLogger, just for anybody that wanted to check it out. And if we ever decide one day we're going to transition to that, people can start getting familiar with it. And that's ham.live in any web browser. Go ahead. Well, I'll send it back to Chip, back to Net Control.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get to Taft later on in the net. Thank you, Howard. We appreciate your leadership in the group. Not only with the EchoLink and running NetLogger, Net Control duties, club officer, Facebook page. You do a lot for the group, and we appreciate it. Prior to Net Control, prior to Net roll call for check-in tonight, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Emergency or priority traffic only. Call Net Control now. Nothing heard. That's good. This is KK4BE. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina, serving as Net Control station tonight using the club call sign, KK4BE. When checking in, please call Net Control, unkey your mic and listen for a second or two so you're not doubling with another station. And check in with your call sign spelled phonetically and slowly, along with your name and your location. We we're going to start the roll call tonight with any stations operating on emergency or battery power or on EchoLink. Emergency, battery power, or EchoLink. All net control now. Check in.
I do have announcements.
Roger that, Taft. KQ4LTA from KK4BE net control. You want to go ahead with those?
Okay, Chip. And thank you, Howard, for Ham Live. I've been on there before on some other nets, and it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is because it's very useful to net control. You can early check in and get your name in the roster, and net control can look at the roster and enter names in as they check in, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I'm interested to see how that pans out. And sorry, Chip, I didn't mean to break in on you, but I thought that was going to come to me after Howard. Howard, you might have to come over here tomorrow and let me try on your shoulder. At any rate, a couple things going on here in the next month. I'd just like to get you to mark on your calendars. The next AARG gathering, let it drop, will be on April the 11th, second Saturday of April, and it'll be at the regular Bojangles location. I think I have a conflict. I do have a conflict that day. There's a meeting, Aries meeting that I'll be going to, so I'll miss that one, and won't be able to get up there to Monk's Corner in time, unless they just happen to be at Monk's Corner Library, which is a possibility, and then I can swing by and catch them both. The next meeting will be on Thursday, April 16th. I look forward to having everybody come aboard on the meeting. We did have a little challenge this last meeting. We had 4 new members to vote on, and we had to kind of scramble to get a quorum. The quorum happened to be about 13 members, and we were shy just a couple. And there were some members that did come out. We reached out through texting and calling out on the repeater, and we did get a couple more members to come in. So we were able to establish a quorum, officially open the meeting, and do the voting. But that doesn't show the new members if we can't vote them in. So we want to try to do that. So encourage you to come to the meeting. We try to keep it short and sweet, give you some updates of what's going on, report from the officers what we're into, and keep us transparent. But we do need people to come to the meeting so we can have quorums and take care of club business. And then the final thing, just to keep on your calendar, on May 9th, it is the second Saturday of May, and there will not be a gathering because the gathering will be occurring at the tailgate event in Santee. The SAR Club, Sumter Amateur Radio Association, and the AARG will join together for the second annual tailgate. So you're encouraged to come on up, gather there, and we'll be getting some good fellowship together, bring your stuff, put it out on the tailgate, browse around, whatever. But come on up. It'll start set up about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. People will start coming in, probably last up till about noon or 1. And then after that is a POTA event up at Santee State Park. So you're all also welcome to go over to the park and try your hand at some POTA. The regular guys will have it all set up, and you can get in there and do a little operating and get a little familiar with what's going on with POTA. All right, thanks everybody. Sorry, Chip, just cut you in there, but thanks for the opportunity to give some announcements. This is KQ4LTA. Put me on the list. I'll stick around.
All right, thank you, Tapp. We got you on the log, and we appreciate everything you do for the group. president and net control duties and net logger and all that stuff. Appreciate you. We'll do one more call for battery, emergency power, or EchoLink check-ins. Call net control now.
Net control. Please check in Kilo Delta 4, Bravo Alpha Oscar, Tony in Jamestown. No traffic for net on HT with an internal attic antenna.
Net control is pleased to recognize KD4BAO. That's Tony in Jamestown on the HT on the external antenna. Sounded good, getting into the repeater just fine tonight there, Tony. Glad to have you along for the ride. Now let's see who's next. Short time stations. There are short time stations who would like to check in but may not be able to stick around for the rag shoot. Short time stations, call now.
Net control. Please check in Kilo Romeo 4, India Kilo Zulu, Charlie and King Street. I won't be able to stick around tonight. Could you please check me in and out?
Net controls, please recognize KR4IKZ, Charlie up in King Street. Got you down for short time tonight. Appreciate you checking in. Do we have any more short time stations who would like to check in for the 147.300 weekly net tonight? Short timers, call now. All right, we're going to move ahead with regular check-ins tonight. Regular check-ins are called in alphabetical order and grouped according to the first letter of the suffix of your call sign. We're going to begin tonight with the Alpha through Mike group. Any station whose call sign suffix begins with Alpha through Mike, call on that control now to check in.
Net control. Net control, I see I'm already logged, but Kilo November 1, Kilo Sierra Romeo, KN1 KSR, Yankee North Charleston.
Net control is pleased to recognize KN1 KSR. Nolasco, I know I'm probably saying that wrong. North Charleston, KN1 KSR, good to have you along tonight. Thank you for checking in. Do we have any others in the Alpha through Mike group? Call now.
Net control. Net control, please check in K4AGF.
Net control is pleased to acknowledge K4AGF. Greg in Goose Creek. Good evening, Greg. Thank you for checking in tonight. Last call for Alpha through Mike. Alpha through Mike. Call net control down. All right. November through Zulu. It's your turn to check in to the 147.300 Active Amateurs Radio Group's weekly net. November through Zulu.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Whiskey 4. Angelo, Goose Creek. I'm sticking around.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo 4, Zulu Echo Victor, Monroe and Monk's Corner. I'll stick around.
Net control. Net control, question check in. Kilo, Quebec 4, Tango, Yankee Tango, KQ4, TYT, Peru, Goose Creek. I'll be in and out. Net control.
Hey, Tip, please check in. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Zulu, KM4, rising me, John, it's open. Hang with you, man.
Net control. Good evening, Chip. Please check in. Kilo, Quebec 4. Romeo, Tango, Bravo. Ronnie and Monk's Corner. Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo, Kilo 4. November, Yankee. Mark and Cambridge.
Net control. Please check in. KQ4WOT. Kilo Quebec 4 Whiskey Oscar Golf. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Okay, got a good group that time. Let's see here. We started out with W4RXL, Angelo and Goose Creek. We heard from K4ZEV, Monroe and Monk's Corner. KQ4TYT, Drew and Goose Creek, checking in short time tonight. Then we had KM4YZ, John in Grover, followed by KQ4RTB, Ronnie in Monk's Corner. And then there was KK4NNY, Captain Mark in Cane Bay. And we finished up that round with KQ4WOG. Ruth Ann checking in to the net tonight. Glad to have y'all along with us. That puts us at number 15 for the night so far. And that's how we get rolling on the March 24th edition of the AARG 147.300 Weekly Net. We're going to do a call now for any station that may not have checked in yet. Alpha through Zulu. Any station, Alpha through Zulu, that would like to check in tonight, call that control now.
Net control.
Charles.
Net control, please check in. Kilo Mike 4, Hotel X-Ray Alpha. KM4 HXA, Charles and Goose Creek.
Net control is pleased to recognize KM4HXA, Charles and Goose Creek. Good to have you with us tonight. Thanks for checking in. Last call before we start the rag shoot. After Zulu, anybody want to check in? Call now. Right. Well, nothing hurt. We'll go ahead and start the rag shoot off tonight with an apology of sorts. I probably should have let more people know what was going on. I think there was some confusion over who was going to run the net tonight. And that's my bad. Probably should have let more people know what was going on. When I was in last week, I called Howard and let him know because I knew he was doing net logger. And he was going to be expecting me for net. And so I gave him a heads up what was going on, but I failed to update the calendar and did anything else. So I apologize for any confusion that may have arisen out of those particular circumstances. Bev and I had a real nice time last week. We had the good fortune invited down to Fripp Island for 4 days with my sister and her husband. Had a real good time down there. It was kind of cool, not really warm enough to walk on the beach or anything. But we were on the ocean front, and we got to look out at the ocean the whole time. So that was nice. Fripp Island's a pretty cool place. Too many golf carts for me, but anyway, it was a nice place to spend 4 days, just kind of get away from it all. So we came back Saturday, and that was the end of that. That's about all I've got radio-wise. To number 2 on the list, that's WW4H. Return on the rag shoot, Howard.
Thank you, Chip. Good evening, everybody on the net. This is Monk's Corner. And let's what's going on here. Well, I went over to the school club today. Nicholas is out of town. So just me with the club. We only had 2 students today, but we had a new. So that puts the total count up now to probably 9. 9. We had a new student, Aaron, who actually got on the radio for a little bit and talked with Justin and Charles, I believe. We had several hams out there that were helping them along, and anyway, we studied a little bit on the ham bands today and the frequencies they cover, things like that, and had a good session. Good session. You can spend a little more one-on-one time when the group's smaller, but I'm thinking the students knew that Tarosky wasn't going to be there, and they got spring break next week, so we won't be having the club next week either. So I'm thinking some of them just laid out because of that. But last week we had a good group. I think we had 6 or 7 there last week, or the week before the water crisis shut us down for a week too. So, but anyway, we've got I think we got 3 now that are real close to getting where you can take the test. Let me let it drop for a second. So anyway, spent about an hour over there today and had a good time. I noticed that the HF coax had been run, and we turned all that work over to maintenance, facilities maintenance at the school there, and they got the coax run into the shack. But the antenna's not mounted yet. So if they were that quick on the coax, I'm thinking we're probably only a week or 2 away from having that HF antenna mounted, and then we can start working some HF with them as well. And let's see, on my front, I got a new HF antenna I was working with the other day, just checking it out, seeing how easy it was to set. It's a portable type antenna. And just to see how quickly and easily I could set it up, and how fast it would tune up. First indications are pretty good. It's made by Radioddity. It's a vertical, and it it was doing pretty good for me. But I didn't do any transmitting on it. I did put the antenna analyzer on it, and things look real good there. But that's about all I got over here. I am running 2 loggers tonight. Let me let it drop. I'm running 2 loggers tonight, NetLogger and ham.live. So anybody wants to check out ham.live, it's web-based. Just type in ham.live in the address bar for your browser and kind of read through and follow the instructions from there. It will, now it doesn't require an app. It's all web-based, but it does require a login. And I think if you got a Google account, that's the easiest way to log in and use it. But anyway, I just wanted to try it out and let a few of you take a look at it, see what you think. It's got a chat feature on it as well. Comes right up in the web page. So if you're on there looking at it, you can shoot a message. And that's about all I got, Chip. I'll send it back to Net Controls at WW4HG.
All right, appreciate it, Howard. Appreciate your comments. It's really exciting what's happening in that school club. I really commend you and Nicholas. I think Greg has participated in that group as well. But man, that's great. These young kids are working on getting their licenses. And I wish I was closer. I could maybe take part in it. That youthful excitement, that's kind of contagious. That's good for a guy. Good for a person. Anyway, thank you, Howard. Let's see. Short time. Sorry to be dilly-dallying here about this, but how about, I don't think he checked in short time, KN1 KSR. Are you with us? It's your turn on the rag tube.
Yep, I'm still here. Net Controls, KN1 KSR, Nick in North Charleston. I don't want to report. I'm really more listening in and just trying to get used to how things go. But I did get both of my cars wired up with antennas and got them tuned up. And now both of my vehicles are talking to us plus. Much to my wife's chagrin, I've got pieces and parts coming in. Eventually I'll have a more substantial station here at the base. But other than that, just muddling my way through and just learning the hobby. But I appreciate it, man. It's K1 KSR, and I will turn it back over to Net Controls.
All right, Nick. Well, thank you for that correction on your name. And yeah, muddling through is kind of what we all do. It's a learning experience for sure, but we are glad to have you along with us tonight. KQ4LTA Taft. Got anything for the rag tube, Taft?
Hey, good evening, Nick. Again, Chip. I'm like Howard, playing with some new stuff. I'm getting a second Anytone D578 UV Pro, the mobile. It's a DMR dual bander, tri-bander actually, and going to put it in mobile. I had one in there. It's a TYT MD9600 50 watt DMR dual band, and I just not pleased with having to be in one zone on A and B. You can't put A on a different zone and B on a different zone, so you have to have everything in the same zone to monitor them in the dual band. So I'm going to switch over to the Anytone. I've had one in the base now for a while. Very pleased with it. It's 50 watt mobile. I think tri-band on it does about 25
watts or something like that, 20 watts or something on 220. So that's not my primary purpose in the mobile. But I'm going to switch that one out. I'll probably take the 9600 to the tailgate. That's be a good entry level radio. It's just when you get to the point where you want to have various zones and you would like to monitor different zones at the same time in your dual band capabilities, that would give you the new radio give that feature. So I didn't know that before I bought the other one. But anyway, that's pretty much all that's going on. Appreciate you picking up the net tonight. Good to hear everybody. Good turnout. KQ4LTA, back to net control.
All right, Taft. Well, thank you for your comments tonight. And again, appreciate all you do for the net. How about KD4BE-R? Tony over in Jamestown. Are you with us for the Rag 2 tonight, Tony?
Hey, good evening. Not much going on up here in Schulerville. Getting ready for the grass cutting season here, and got to work on a lawnmower up at a trailer over at 9 Mile Curve. Been a while since I ran that one. So, other than that, nothing new. Finally got an HF antenna up at the trailer so I can get on HF a little more than I did. But good to hear everybody on the net. Back to net control, KD4BE-R.
All right, Tony, good to hear you, man. Thanks for checking in and playing a part tonight. We're going to take a break. This is KK4BE-R. My name is Chip. I'm serving as net controller for tonight's net. We'll take some check-ins. If there's anybody waiting to check in that would like to check in, come on now. Any station, Alpha through Zero.
Recheck.
Go ahead, recheck.
Yeah, Chip. Got a text from Justin. He said he was in and out, but he's in. So you can go back to him whenever we come back. Roger.
Roger that. Any other check-ins before we continue the Rag 2? All right, it was in and out, so that brings us to KAGF, Greg and Goose Creek. What you got for the group tonight there, Greg?
Hey, good evening, Chip, everyone on the net. This is Greg K4AGF. Same old over here. I spent the weekend up in Tennessee doing some SOTA activations and making contacts with some of my SOTA buddies all around the country. Because unlike others, I do have a life outside of this repeater. But other than that, not much else going on. So I'll send it back to you, K4AGF.
All right, Greg, good to hear you tonight. Thanks for checking in, man. W4RXL, Angelo, what you got tonight? Go ahead.
Evening, everybody. Not much. Yesterday, record high, 90 degrees. Like, I think it only got to 58 degrees here where I live. It was quite a shocker. I just laid back. I think in March, I think April, yeah. I think I can go ahead and invest on a another antenna for the base, so I can have 2 meters and 77 meters and GMRS rigged up in here on the base. So that's the only thing major I'll be doing next month is getting a new antenna and having that set up at the house. But not much going on. I was kind of shocked, the big drop in temperatures today. But other than that, I'm blessed. Back to back to you, Chip, and due to that W4. RSL is clear.
All right, Angelo. Well, good to hear from you. Glad to have you along tonight. And K4ZEV Monroe in Moats Corner. Next, Monroe, it's your turn. What you got tonight?
Good evening, Chip. It's good to be here tonight. Last week, I think I missed it. I was out with my wife having dinner and doing some other activities. What's new and changed around here is my wife and I decided to get a little brew of chickens going. So I've been kind of busy spending all my radio time setting up a chicken coop and building all the facilities to support that project. So it's a lot of fun. It's something different. Everybody needs more hobbies. So now we're getting into the chicken hobby and looking forward to that endless supply of eggs. So it should be fun. But radio-wise, not too much. Looking forward to the upcoming gatherings. And that's about it. So back to you, Chip. K4ZEV.
All right, Mr. Monroe. Well, good luck with the chickens, man. You know, my wife and I wanted to do that. But we also want to travel. And those two, I don't think they're going to go together too well. But I hope you have much success with it. There's nothing like those freshly laid eggs.
It's nice to have fresh eggs.
Let's see. Drew in Goose Creek said he was going to be short time tonight. In case you're still out there, I'll give him a chance. How about it, Drew? You still there? Yeah, he was really in and out tonight. So,
that's about the way I feel now.
We'll take one more before we break. KM4YZZ, John over there in Kroger. How you doing tonight, man? Come on in.
KM4YZZ. Evening, everybody out here on the net. Fellas, I've been enjoying this nice weather. And then woke up this morning, it's cold again. So I think we're going to have it warm back up in the next couple of days, and then another cold snap over the weekend, something like that. So hopefully that'll be the last of that. And as bad as it is, bad as we supposedly need rain, some of my job sites are finally drying up to the point I can get back to work on them, so that's a good thing. Good to hear everybody out here tonight. Other than that, man, I really didn't have anything that didn't matter anyhow. Calling net. Howard taking that. Turn it back to you, man. KM4YZZ.
All right, John. Sounding good coming in to the repeater tonight. You must have found the right combination of radio and antenna that you were telling me about. Because it sounds good. Next up tonight is KQ4RTB. Ronnie in your turn on the rag shoe. Ronnie, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. KQ4RTB, and all that static you hear, it's not your radio, so it's in the repeater. I've been listening to everybody. So, anyways, we got a squatter that moved in around the weekend past and here, and been trying to get rid of it. And the old green Mucinex man been hanging around, and man, it's been a rough few days. Me and the wife have been hacking, and yesterday I had a day of sneezing yesterday, and it's been bad, and so I'm ready to get over this. But try to take a nap, and when you breathe, it sounds like an old dry hen, just squeaking when the breeze blowing on it. Anyway, since all this pollen has started, we've only received like just over a quarter inch of rain here. Not enough to really wash everything down, So I'm hoping that's what that was. It's mostly the pollen or whatever. But I hadn't felt like doing anything. It's just when you can't hardly breathe and you stopped up and coughing and all that, you just don't want to do anything. But I'm glad got a good turnout tonight, and I'll turn it back over to you, Chip. KQ4RTB.
Yeah, Ronnie, that pollen and stuff, that's wreaking havoc all over the place, man. I feel you. Bev and I have been experiencing a little bit of it. Unfortunately, not that bad. But, yeah, the noise, I've been hearing it too. And I think Justin said it might be the tower light on the repeater tower, which makes sense because it's kind of pulsating and like 1 second on, 1 second off. And I've heard it in the background on several of the check-ins tonight, so I know it's not coming from somebody's radio. But, yeah, it's a little distracting. But anyway, we're going to move on down the list here, and we're going to go to Captain Mark, KK4NNY. How about it, Mark? It's your turn on the rag.
Good evening, Chip. Good evening, everybody. And KK4NNY here. HF conditions have been pretty rough. The last 2 days have been okay, but boy, a couple of days prior to that, they were horrible. So that gave me time to play around with that new hand clock online settings. That's going to replace the original hand clock when that gets decommissioned in June. And also took the opportunity to scrounge up some old test equipment and stuff I'm not using anymore, and some antennas, and get stuff together so I can take it up to the tailgate in May. So hopefully I can get rid of some of this stuff. But, it was fun to break out the scope and test everything out again. But other than that, not much going on, and I hope you feel better, Ronnie. I know the pollen was exceptionally rough on me a couple of weeks ago, and then I think I got caught up in that that boil water advisory. I was really looking forward last Tuesday to some good corned beef dinner, home cooked, and some sipping on a little Jameson's from St. Patty's Day. But man, oh man, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I got the worst stomach ache, and I was in bed by 5 p.m. And then, of course, the very next day, Berkeley County is saying, "Oh, you guys should be boiling your water." So I don't know if I caught a bug from the water line, but it was a miserable couple of days. But anyway, fully recovered from that now, and all is good. So, KK4NNY, back to net.
All right, Mark, good to hear from you tonight. And you mentioned that ham clock. I gotta check that out. I've been hearing all the fuss about ham clocks and how it's fixing to reach its end of life and all that, but I haven't even. I have no idea what it's really all about. Just kind of makes some time to do that. But, thank you, Mark. Next on the list tonight, KQ4WOG. Ruth Ann, it is your turn on the rag tube. What you got for the group tonight?
Thank you, Net Control. Not much new in the radio world. I've been kind of slack with studying for my general. I need to get back on that, but I'm just busy with my nursing classes and working and, the day-to-day life. Hope everybody's doing well out there, and I guess I'll catch you next time. 7-3, KQ4WOT.
All right, Ruth Ann, good to hear from you tonight. Sounds like you're a busy bee. You got a lot going on, and certainly understand that. KM4HXA, Charles in Goose Creek. It's your turn, Charles. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody on the net. Not much going on. Drastic change in the weather from one day to the next. Short sleeve to long sleeve and hoodie. And not too much for 10 meters. And picked nothing up all day in the mobile. But there was somebody probably about 30 minutes ago on 10 meters. Sounded like they was somewhere in the USA talking. But other than that, not much activity has been going on over there. Back to you, net control.
All right, Charles. Yeah, I feel you, man. From t-shirts to hoodies overnight. It's what a roller coaster it is around here. Let's see. Let's go back up the list now to KK4MSA. Justin, sorry about the long wait here, man. I just thought I'd go ahead.
So that intrinsic noise that you guys are, that's the tower light. When I say we, there's nothing we can really do about it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but due to atmospheric conditions, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with receivers, nothing wrong with speed lines. It just is what it is. It's been that way for 14 or 15 years. Nothing ever dropped. And we've actually got a little bit of rain falling in this area for the last 10 to 15 minutes. So just keep that in mind. This thing is up there on the lake. It experiences a lot different atmospheric conditions than the rest of us who are listening. So with that being said, Kilo 4 might be out. Man, listen, some of us have been running J48 keys. Just a few others that have been out here. We don't feel threatened by that. You know what I mean? These guys are just treading in the wake of this machine. You know what I mean? They get out here, they jump on this machine because it's a chance to get out here and put their name out there. It is what it is. We've been carrying people for 14 to 15 years and we'll continue to do it, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. Hey, who you want. It is what it is. Weak. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, for the rest of those that are listening, that's what that noise is that you constantly hear. That every so many seconds, that's what it is. It's the tower light. If you drive up Highway 552 and you look over to the left, in between Bono and St. Stephen's, you'll see it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's nothing that can be done about it. It's bad tonight. I will say that. It is bad tonight. Kids are normally in there full quieting, but man, it's beating everybody up tonight, and I'm sure it's beating me up too, even though I'm practically underneath the tower. But it is what it is. And let me just say this. For Rosalind and Aaron, the two kids that were out there from the middle school today, let me drop. Man, what an amazing afternoon. Nick was listening in, third party. Man, those kids had a great time. I enjoyed talking to them. They shared stories about rednecks and deer and everything else, and it was outstanding. Hope to hear them again soon. I don't normally get off of work because, you know, I'm out there doing my thing till 6 or 7. I didn't ride coattails, so most of us are out there until after 5. So, you know, we don't get to hear that. But, it was great to hear those kids out there this afternoon. It was great to talk to them. And, man, let me tell you something. Rosalind picked up that mic like Abigail. like she'd been out here for 10 plus years. And she told stories, and she said they were, I can't remember her exact terminology, but she said they were mundane facts or whatever. I told her to call Howard a fossil and all kinds of stuff. But man, look here, what an amazing group of kids that Nick and Howard and they've got over there at that middle school. Outstanding. So with that, I'll send it back to you. Chip, good afternoon. And everybody but a certain few. KK4MSA.
Make it so inaggravating.
Good afternoon. See how you only have that problem when I get in there? That's them weak operators, man. Below 20 words a minute. Below 20 words a minute.
All right. Well, good to hear from you, Justin. That brings us to the end of the list tonight. That means it's time for the final call for check-in. Any station in Alpha through Zulu that would like to check in with net before it ends tonight, call net control now.
I think we're ready to shut the video off.
All right. Well, the net would like to thank all who participated in tonight's net. We invite you to come back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. when the Active Amateurs Radio Group 147.300 weekly net will again be called into session. 73 all stations. This is KK4BE now declaring the end of this net and returning the KK4B repeater to regular amateur radio communications operation.